What's up, everybody? Like last week, I'm throwing down the last few bots before we everybody gets. Let me get this thing shared up. Hang tight. Get a couple more bots in. I'll be chatting with you, checking in with everybody. Welcome, Brad and Bobby. So, give me one sec. Nothing like waiting until the last minute. Come on. There we go. Got this one to refresh. Now I can share this. Well, like so. Not wanting to refresh. Sorry, I apologize. Last few bites. All right, I'm gonna try this on my phone. It's not working on my other screen. Well, it's not showing up there either. Oh well, we'll just roll on and call it good. Maybe it's on my page. Maybe I actually did it from my page today. Man, everything's loading so slow. All right, Brad Henson, first one to join in. Bobby Smith, Clint Locke, Amy Clark. Hi, Amy. Good evening, Clint. Brad says, I'm going to go grab a drink while I wait on you to finish the meal. Yeah, go for it. Eric Doswell's in the house. David Copeland. We're fishing to the neighborhood. No bites yet. Awesome. Let me see if we got her here. Why does this not want to hit control? Let's see what happens here. Chase Holmes joined. Tracy Rayner, Jason Harris, Kendra Reeves, Stephen Cordes, Christy Bow Smith. Start this from my page. No, I didn't. It's right here. We're good. Hang tight. I'm struggling with my my shares, which I normally do. Things are just not wanting to happen for me like I'd intended. And I'm about ready to give up. Yeah, maybe I'm just going to have to give it up. That's what it was. That's what it was. So I actually went live from my main page instead of the Tour de Dirt page for whatever reason. So let me share this to a group. And I'll share it to the Tour de Dirt group. There we go. So I don't know. Sorry, I kind of did things weird, but I think it'll all work out. I actually shared this from my page instead of from my my Tour de Dirt group, which I normally do. So Lisa Hogg, Jessica Braun, Brian Steiner all joined. Welcome. Jay Black's in the house. Welcome, Jeremy. Jeremy Black's been doing work on the back porch. I saw you got everything framed in and ready to go. So screening in a back porch during his downtime. Kim Anderson, welcome, Kim. Hi, Jessica. All righty, so we got I'm finishing off my last of my Iron Monk Mid-South IPA. I bought a growler during the Mid-South, the last race of the year, pretty much. It may not be the last race of the year, but there she goes. That's the end of the Mid-South growler. Mid-South IPA for the win. I got a little Old Smoky salty caramel whiskey, and then this obnoxious glass that one of my boys brought me back from some vacation. Bill Carter, Alan Palisano, John Bauman, welcome. Ooh, Jeremy Black says he, besides framing up his back porch, he also got a nice loop in at T-Bird yesterday with some beautiful weather. Nice. I haven't been riding any trail. I did a little loop out at Steed 3 or 4 days ago, maybe this weekend. I can't remember. All my days are mixed, but I knocked out a 4.5 hour gravel ride day before yesterday, and I knocked out about, I don't know, a little over 3 today. So trying to get some distance back and see what we go. All right, I do have I have a surprise beverage. Got a couple of these guys. There, we'll kind of shade them a little bit so you can kind of see both. Get the Keystone and you get the Keystone Light. There you go. Kind of get them both there. Herb Brown joined, Mike Roberts, Ricky Valens, Lisa Norris, welcome. So let's just start with we'll start with my my little group that I created. You guys should have all seen invites. I shared invites out on my page. I shared invites. I think in all the groups. And it's called Roadside Absurdities. It's something that we've been joking around about. My buddy Forrest Smith up in Wisconsin, formerly from Oklahoma, and I've been just joking about this and talking about ditch finds and ditch porn and all the funny crap that we find on the side of the roads. And so we finally created a group for it, and it's been getting some play. It's kind of fun. It's just, I mean, again, it's all about having fun. So we just take pictures of the random crap that we find on the sides of the roads and in the ditches. And I had a pretty neat post today that was actually fairly interesting. I've ridden by this many times, but honestly, I've never stopped and actually taken a look. And today I just decided to stop, took a couple pictures, and probably just 6 or 7 miles straight east out of town. Again, passed it multiple times. There's a ditch, and it's a very specific. I mean, you can tell the ditch has had work on it, and it's tiered, or it used to be. Like maybe there was something important out there, and they had done some work in the ditch to structure it and to make it drain properly. Again, no idea why. I mean, there's a farm nearby, but I mean, it's not a farmhouse. It's just like a barn and some land. But there's no physical structures around. So I don't know what it was for. But anyway, you saw the picture. It said WPA 1930. And I only took 2 pictures. But there's actually the picture that I took, which is like just kind of I don't know, it's like a water bar almost, made of rock and cement and, rock and brick type things. And there's actually about 5 or 6 of them down that whole ditch. I just took a picture of the best one, but it's still there. It's still there from 1931. And that WPA is the, what is that? The Works Project Administration, created in, by FDR. Like I said, back in the 29 or 30 or 30s with the New Deal. All of those things that, I mean, we've all read in history books, but so I don't really know how to find out what was out there, but I'm kind of curious now why those are out there. They're the only thing out there. There's nothing around them. So it makes me think that at one point in time there was something out there, or why else would they have done the work? So, but it had 1930. I'm pretty sure it was 1930. It could have been 39, but it really looked like 30, the zero, but hard to tell. So anyway, it was interesting and it was a fun find. Where I was going with that is the Keystone. So you saw my video the other day, some of you may have, and I made a joke about the Keystone Light Game is strong. So it's just a kind of a fun game and a joke that we all, as gravel riders, laugh about and joke about as we're riding. And we always talk about wherever we're riding, the kids and the rednecks drink certain styles of beer, because that's where they throw their beer cans out in the country. Kids throw it because they're too young to bring it back into town, and rednecks just seem to do it because that's just what they do. So out here, apparently, Keystone Light's the drink of choice. Right now, I'm looking at probably 20, 30 to 1 against Bud Light, the next contender. Coors Light is a pretty solid contender, but by and far, Keystone Light it dominates. Like I said, 20, 30 to 1. So I'm not a Keystone Light drinker, but, you know, in support of all the rednecks and high school kids throwing beer cans out in the country, Reds, here's to you. Yeah, tastes about like Keystone Light. So not my beer of choice, but I'm going to drink it. All right, let me check in. I haven't seen you guys. So Jay Black said he was concerned about he was losing a step with his semi-quarantine, but his T-Bird results yesterday speak otherwise. So, means I better get my game back on, because I'm definitely losing a step or two, but I'm just trying to build some base right now and get my mojo back. Richie Valance says it's not a party without the stone. What is that? Always smooth. Keith Stone. Just Google that. Google Keith Stone commercials, and you get a couple funny commercials. What's up, Mike Roberts? Mike Roberts and Joanne, thank you so much for sending the boots to us. I appreciate it. We left some stuff there at St. Crispin's and totally forgot about it until the other day. And I hit up Mike, and him and Joanne got the stuff sent to us. It arrived. So much thanks. Gary Miller, Leah Knowles, Ruick Horn, Tanya Henson's in the house, Matt Rogers. Jessica Braun says, what direction out of town? It is straight east. If you go out past Dolores and Jerry Holt's house, just right there where the substation is, which is basically just Iris straight out. And it's 5 or 6 miles. I don't know. I'm not real sure. I don't pay attention. It's not too far outside of town, but I mean, it's a solid ride. I mean, because that was my way in. But I go in and out that way a lot. That's an easy way for me to get onto the gravel out there. So Kevin Widener's in the house. Chad Fulton joined. Jeff Shaler joined. Welcome, old high school alums. I'm getting a whole different crew since I accidentally started this from my page instead of my Tour de Dirt group. So I'm hopefully I'm not leaving out all my Tour de Dirt folks. I did share it out there, so they should be getting it. Mike Roberts says, Keystone, a really great beer. No sarcasm there. Cecilia Ramirez, Janelle Witt. No problem, Mike. Thanks again, Mike. Appreciate it. Mike says you're welcome. So, Jessica says, ask her dad about. I'll definitely hit your dad up about that. That'd be really neat to know about. Gunner Wright joined. Julie Denton's in the house. Welcome. Hey, let me check over on my YouTube. I'm simultaneously doing YouTube here. All right, no comments, so I'm good to go. All right, excellent. So yeah, so if you guys haven't seen it, here, I should probably just throw a link out here. Let me throw a link out here real quick. Let me search it, and Hang tight. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Things are slow. Copy. Paste. Boom. There you go. There's a link to this new group that I created called Roadside Absurdities. It's nothing special and it's nothing specific. It's just, again, it's a running joke with a buddy of mine that used to live here and now lives in Wisconsin. And a lot of my friends. It's just fun. It's fun to just take random pictures, slow things down, take pictures on your ride, and look at all the weird stuff in the ditch. Unfortunately, it makes me see more and more trash, which is another topic that I'll discuss here in a minute, which is unfortunate and something that I guess I probably just chosen not to look at in the past, and I'm seeing it more and more. But the group is fun. I mean, I took a picture of me laying on a mattress that I found out in the middle of nowhere, and the wizard immunity kept me from getting bed bugs, apparently. So Barry Diffendafford just checked in, and he posted a really good one the other day. He he has some kind of fruitcake that he found in a case out in the ditch, and he kept it. And I guess him and his sister now like trade it off back and forth every time they have a holiday. So it's no telling how long that thing's been around, but that was pretty funny. Drew Hartland joined. What's that happened to Drew? Alrighty, let's talk about Draper permits. So looks like my group here is kind of split between people that would actually ride Draper or not. So, but we're going to go ahead and talk about it. Maybe I'll watch it after the fact. I see that Draper online permits finally are actually able to be purchased online. That's the topic. For many of you that like to ride Lake Stanley Draper mountain bike trails, there's been an ongoing, I don't know, it's not really been an ongoing issue, but it's been an ongoing, I guess, problem. It requires a license. It has for many years. They've just never enforced it. They've decided to enforce that this year. And that started months ago. We've been having this conversation off and on. The permits are, I believe they're still $2 a day and $25 annual. So not significant. I mean, super easy to pay it. Nobody's really opposed to it. Especially considering that if OEF does work out there and can invoice work and send those invoices in, and there is money in the pot, then they can get up to like an 80 or 90% reimbursement, I believe. So it's a lot of factors involved. I mean, the money doesn't just automatically go to OEF. It has to, go into a pot, and then OEF has to actually do billable work out there, invoiceable work, and then send those invoices in and get reimbursed for it. So, however, the issue in the past has been that getting the permits are so difficult that most people just didn't even bother. You could get them at the marina, and then you can get them at the Ajax Motorsports. Those are about the only two places I know. Well, Ajax Motorsports really isn't close to Draper. I mean, it's in Norman. So, I mean, maybe they have other sites, but it's just not ideal. I mean, the Draper Marina sells them, but they're not always open when you need to go buy it. Their hours are, I don't know, weird. I don't even know what their hours are, but I know people that have gone there during regular hours, and there'd be notes saying we'll be back in an hour, and maybe they are, maybe they're not. A lot of times you get there and you ask for a permit and they're out. You can't buy one. It's a problem. And whatever the power chain is, they are having the police check the parking lot for permits. They're waiting for cyclists to come off the trail, and they're asking for your permit. And if you don't have one, I don't know if they're writing tickets yet, but I would guess at this point they probably are. I would imagine there's probably some people who've been cited. I think in the past they've been just kind of giving you a verbal warning, but any day now they're going to be they are checking. Jeremy Black just says, had an officer pull in the other day and ask for my permit. I had it saved on my phone but couldn't find the email. He didn't give him a hard time, but pro tip: put your electronic permit in a spot you can locate it. So for sure. Rick Vermillion joined, John Bueno joined, Laura Melling joined, Eric Doswell. Oh, smart. Eric says, yes, people still ride Draper, Eric. No, it's not your thing, but tons of people do. Liaison Knowles, my buddy in Taos, says Devil's Den was a WPA project. Very interesting. That's a big project. I'm gonna have to start doing some research on that. It makes me curious now. Stacy Patton joined. Welcome, Stacy. So I'm still up in the air. I did chat with OEF President Paul McGinnis, Kelly, and just verify the dates. So here's the deal, and I don't have verification for it. Licenses have previously worked. The regular licenses that you purchase, they are a yearly license, not from the day of purchase, but a yearly license from April 30th. So if you're buying a license now, I don't know. I don't know what to recommend, because I don't know if the online license is taking a precedence over the April 30 date that's a normal license is, or if they're still following the contract rules. And the contract rules are that it goes April 30 to April 30. So right now, I would say my recommendation is don't buy an annual license. I would wait until May 1st. That way you meet that April 30 cutoff, just in case. I mean, I'd hate to buy a $25 year annual license right now and then turn around and in 15 days or whatever it is. I don't know. Well, less than that. I mean, we're at the 21st right now. So, 9 days. In 9 days, that license is no longer good. So I would definitely wait till April the 30th, May 1st before I purchase an online license. The link is up in the heading. So where I put the heading for the whole show tonight. But it is https access.okc.gov. That's been floating around out there on the internet. I hunted around on their OKC site, which was not the access.okc.gov. It was another one that was all about the permits and information. I hunted around out there and never could find the damn place to purchase the permit. But if you go to https://access.okc.gov, again, that link is in the heading, and then just choose parks at the top. It immediately walks you through an application process. It's pretty simple. I didn't go all the way through the process. I stopped at the paying because I didn't want to pay if it's only going to be good for 8 or 9 days. So I wanted to wait, and I'm going to wait because I don't know the rule, and at this point we're close enough. It's not that critical to me. I'm not going to buy an annual now and risk it. I'm just going to wait till April 30, May 1st. Wait, buy the annual, and then be covered. So. Right. Stacy says that the permit doesn't give any dates other than the date it was purchased, and it states it is an annual. I know, Stacy, and that's the problem, is that, we don't know. I don't know. All I know is what the contract says. I don't know if they've changed something underlying, but the issue is that right now, the only thing that we're aware of, and it is the contract that the OEF and the permits and everything through, I don't know, what is it, the Public Utility or the Public Water Works or the Public Water Division, whatever that name is. They're the ones that actually run all this. So the contract for the park actually does not state that it is a year from the time of purchase. It is a year from, it is April 30 is the date. So I'm just going to play that as the rule because we're close enough now at this point. It's not worth buying one now and then having to turn around and buy it again. But time will tell, and maybe I'm wrong. And I hope I am. If any of you guys have purchased one here in the next, or in the, in the last couple of weeks, I really hope that it does last longer. So Brian Steiner says they really need to prorate those licenses. That's the big reason I haven't bought one. Yeah, Brian, I agree. But simple fact is, if you know the process and the way that things have worked with this water, like I said, water division or whatever it is, they're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. So, yeah. And then Jeremy follows up and says, even the police officer wasn't sure. He asked me if it was valid for a year from the purchase date or annually from April 30th, not 31st. And so even the police officers that are enforcing it don't know. I'd be curious who's telling the police officers to enforce this, because obviously there's some chain of command. Because before we even realized, way back when all of this started, before we even realized that these permits were going to become necessary, we found out really through a push from the police asking in the parking lot if you had your permit. And then that's when we started, pushing it and getting the information out that we needed to actually have these. And again, the reality of it is permits have been required technically at Draper forever, since the trail was created. And anyway. So anyway, that's the scoop. But the good news is, regardless of the date, let's just wait 9 days, call it good. Go online, buy that thing. It's $25. Hell, I bought $25. I bought more than $25 worth of books on Amazon just this week. So $25 for an entire year, that's nothing. So hell, I bought a ceramic pot to cook in that cost twice that much just this week. So Eric Doswell says, I can't imagine the police giving you a hard time if you have a 6-month-old license, even if it's technically expired. Yeah, you're probably right, Eric. They're just probably doing their duty because they've been told to. And if you've got something close, they're probably not even going to look. And Julie Denton says they even had a runner go get a permit, so they really don't know. And that is really the weirdness of this whole thing. Apparently, based on the way the contract is written, again, I haven't reviewed this in a really, really long time. So I think I'm correct in this, but I'm almost positive that even if you're a runner and you're on the trail and and you're just running the trail, you're actually not required to have a permit to run Draper. It's only for cyclists. And I don't know why. It's odd. But the cops don't know, the police don't know, and that's just because of what the place that we're dealing with. So Brad Henson, one of my buddies out here and one of my school teachers, says, you need Dos Equis in a ditch. Brad, absolutely not. That's too highbrow for the rednecks and the high school kids. They're getting the cheap shit. I like a Dos Equis, don't get me wrong, but you're not seeing that in the ditch. Asking for a friend. I don't know. Let me drive. I'll ride my gravel bike out by your house sometime, and we'll see. We'll see what it looks like out on the gravel roads out by your house. That'd be interesting. Mike Abernathy joined. Doug Pratt joined. Welcome, Doug. Doug's another alum from Weatherford High School. Graduated with me, so. It's kind of fun when I accidentally start this live feed on my page versus my Tour de Dirt group, cycling group. I get all my friends that are my friends, not just my cycling friends. So it's a slightly different group. Brandon Bowen says, don't people who run know they don't have to? And the answer is probably they don't. They probably don't know anything about the permit at all, because it's not come up in any of their groups. We only talk about it as cyclists because we know that we're getting, we're getting a hard time by the police and things like that. So. So the runners probably actually really don't know. They probably don't know anything about it. And then Julie followed up to Brandon's, and it's like, yeah, and if you're a runner and the cops are asking about time, because you know, especially if the cops are telling you to go get a permit, they're probably going to go do it. So. Jessica, I will, for sure. Jessica Braun is she's an alumni of Hobart out here. Lives in Weatherford now. Her family's out here, so her dad and her parents and family a lot still live out here. She's telling me that I need to give her dad a call. He said something about that WPA marker. Said that it's probably either from where they built a bridge or they worked in an old country schoolhouse. He has a map of all those. That would be really cool. In this case, there is a bridge right there, so that's very likely the cause for the bridge. But it would be neat to know if there is an old schoolhouse out there, for sure. I might definitely hit him up. That'd be curious. That'd be cool to get a map of that, so that I could actually map gravel rides that go by all these old schoolhouses out here. That'd be really, really fun. So. Daniel Emmons, he's late. Doesn't happen very often. You're good, Daniel. Don't worry about it. We're just talking about a Draper permit, not a big deal for you. You don't live in that vicinity, so you're all good. And there's a link up top for that. There's a link up in the thread, though, Daniel. That's just for fun if you're not already a member. But it's called Roadside Absurdities. It's just it's a fun group that I created, and I just do it for fun, goofy, random things that we find on the side of the road when we're on rides. So you definitely ought to become a member and then post some stuff and tell us what all you find. So Sandra Quintero joined. Welcome, Sandra. Hunter Farrington's in the house as well. All righty, 33 minutes in, and I've only got one more topic. So if you guys have topics or things that you want to discuss, then definitely hit me up, and I'll discuss them. I want to go back up and one. I think I missed one. I want to make sure I got it. Oh, Liaisons Knowles. I did a quick Google, so my Google was not quick and not very good. So he said the WPA started in 1939. So that might actually be 1939 and not 1930 on my picture that I was talking about. Close. Robin Harris joined. Ryan Bond, Tom Euglene, welcome. Oh, let me check over. Daniel says you're a member. It's entertaining. Awesome. Oh, okay, cool. I just wanted to check over on my YouTube channel. Again, like I normally do, I'm streaming on YouTube as well. So you guys should definitely go out and check out my YouTube channel as well. Mostly it's just this stuff, but occasionally I do post other random things as well too. So. All right. One last subject, and then I'll just leave it up to you guys if you guys have things you want to talk about. Whatever. Hopefully some of you guys that joined and checked in that are actually from my local area. I'd love to hear you guys chime in and post. I know a lot of this topics are not too interesting for you, but this next one actually involves you guys and involves everybody locally and far, and it's not just cycling related. But yeah, I'd love to hear from some of my locals out here. So throw a comment out and say hey, and if you have anything you want me to talk about or question you have, just do it. So one of the things that I didn't intend it. I really didn't. It just kind of came about. I wrote a blog about it here, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and I posted the blog. and the blog was about all the trash that I had discovered just in some of these places where I was riding, and I don't know. I don't know why I really observed it. I ride in these places all the time. So, I mean, I guess I see trash all the time and I see things thrown on the side of the road all the time. It's just pretty normal. But most of the time I'm racing, I'm riding and training, I'm going really hard. I'm not really taking time to think about it, not taking time to pay attention. So I wrote a blog about it. It mainly started with my hike out here locally at Quartz Mountain. And normally I don't hike the regular trails. Those are kind of boring for me. So I like to hike off road and off trail and out in the open. I don't typically follow the trail. I just do rock hopping. But I decided to do the Horizon Trail, which is the main trail. It's the go-to if you're going to go to Quartz. Everybody does it. This is very defined trails. There's like 2 or 3 different ways to ascend and descend. Most people take the easterly side, and then you get to the top. And there's a crest, and again, it's a great view, but I was just so disappointed on the way up that all the trash that was up there and just the debris and the crap, stuff that people just left up there. And yeah, some of the stuff during storms and all, yes. I mean, storms and wind will definitely take plastics and throw it up there. But most of the stuff is not that. Most of the stuff just crap that people left. And then you get up top and it was like the level of just spray paint and all the stuff that they've done to the rocks was just amazing. I was shocked because most of the places I go are a little bit off the beaten path. So I just don't see that. The people that go off the beaten path are like me. They pack in or they pack out everything they pack in. We're not doing damage. And in fact, often we pick up stuff that we find if we have places in our backpacks to do that. And so I wrote a blog about that. And for whatever reason, I'm becoming more and more aware of all the trash that's just around me, even locally. I mean, just today, riding out my road, my main road here, riding out Iris, which people live there. We have, Arc Veterinary Clinic up there. One of my teachers, Vonda Bingham, lives out there. Go on out, and the Holtz live out there. But just driving literally 1 mile outside of town as I'm exiting town, just looking on the side. I mean, if I were to go and pick one side of the road and walk a mile, I'm paying attention now. It's unusual. It's just probably the nature of the things that are going on. I'm riding differently because I'm not training quite the same way because we're all inside and we're all doing things differently. So I'm taking a little bit of time to look around, and that's good sometimes. And sometimes I just see things now that I don't like. So I kind of started something called, I don't know, I didn't really give it a name. I'm just calling it the Trash Challenge. It's no award. There's no, there's no prize. It's no page. There's no event. I just challenge everybody to go out and pick something, even if it's just walking around your block, curbs in front of your house and your neighbor's house, maybe your alley. Maybe you have a local trail and you have like a little, 1/4 mile section that you walk. Just go do it. Take a couple trash bags or take a backpack and throw stuff in it. Pick up trash, throw it in there. Just do a little bit. I'm not asking you to do a big project. Just do a little bit. I did that 2 days ago. I took all 3 of my boys, kind of roped them into it. A lot of it was they were bored, and I kind of browbeat them until they went with me. And we went down to a local park called Hunter Park here in Hobart, and the 4 of us picked up trash. We weren't there very long. We spent about an hour. It's really about all we were there. We focused on one small corner, and for an hour we picked up trash, and we ended up with about 15 bags of crap, bottles. We didn't pick up much glass. There's a lot of glass out there. We picked up the big pieces, but we didn't have the right buckets for that. We need buckets and not bags for the glass. But we picked up cans and plates and cigar boxes and cigar butts, and Coors Light is is the beer of choice apparently for Hunter Park. So beer cans and a lot of it's old because the water's really low in the park right now. It's not fresh like people are just throwing stuff out daily, but there's a lot of fresh stuff as well too. The fishermen are pretty bad. The fishermen leave all of their crap out there, which is really disappointing because, I mean, you would think that they would be much more self-conscious being that they're fishing in those waters and they're expecting the fish to do well and thrive. And yet they're the ones leaving all their bait buckets and, crap and plastics where they carry all their, the plastic bags, they carry all their bait and things like that in down there on the shore. Pretty, I don't know, it's bothersome, but we're planning on making more trips back. So anyway, that's the challenge. Just find something small. I don't, it doesn't matter what it is. Maybe it's, one of my local friends out here posted, said, they live right next to, just, within walking distance from a local church. And she goes out and does a little walk. And when she walks home through the church parking lot and picks up trash in the church parking lot. So just something like that. Do what you can. Make your space a better space. That's all I can say. Jerry Bowman, Janine Fleming, also known as Janine Snyder for all you folks from Weatherford. Gabe Edmonds, Arkansas. What's happening, Gabe? Lori Cooksey joined. Debbie Ugleen has I don't know what that's an eyebrow different looking emoji. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not very good with emojis, Debbie. You have to hand feed me there. Bert Payton joined. What's happening, Bert? Haven't seen you in a while. Donald Griggs, Drew Eichelberger joined. Kevin Wagner, Open TDD. I don't know what's at Open TDD. Woo! Shifting from the last of my Mid-South to a Keystone and not paying attention. That'll get your attention. Jason Engelke, what's happening? Jason joined just on the end of the show. Yeah, Liaison up here says WPA started in 1939 to put people to work just to stimulate the economy. Paid $15 a month for most workers. Wow. Yeah, I was quickly reading it and I didn't have a chance to really dive into it. And honestly, I haven't studied history in many, many, many moons. But it was like several $1 billion that they plunked down initially just for the beginning of the WPA. So it was for sure interesting. Jason says he's chilling on the back porch waiting for the storms. Yeah, I don't know when they're going to get here. We made a mad dash like about 6 o'clock, 6:30, right before one of my boys cooked dinner for us. And I ran a couple cars up to my office and car in back, and then we'll have to put a car over here next door. And so I think we've got all of our cars covered. So I don't know. I think we're in a medium area where there's a possibility of golf ball, but who knows? I think it's going to be late though. So I don't know when it's coming, but I'm going to be in bed probably by the time it hits anyway. So, but anyway, I think we're having some storms. So if you guys aren't aware, you need to be aware. Depending on where you're at, there's some hail chances tonight. Who knows if it's true or not? Bill Coffin joined. Welcome, Bill. Bill's been doing some live streaming himself too. Pretty impressed with the tech that we've been seeing around town. Alrighty. I think I'm going to scroll back up and make sure I haven't missed anything. Let me check okay, I haven't missed anything over on YouTube. And Jason says, rode some trail today because there'll be a mess come tomorrow. Probably so. Did you go out to Arcadia, Jason? Arcadia seems to be your go-to. I know there's still sections that you can get to out there, but I think that's pretty messed up now. I'm not sure. Shane Gunno joined and Rich Lombardo joined. Rich, hadn't seen you in a while. You're welcome, Eric. Eric says, glad you mentioned that. After today, I haven't checked the weather. Yeah, I check the weather a little bit. And I don't know. Sometimes I go through these places where I don't check, but I've got an ex-wife, 17 years. She still calls the boys and tells them when there's storms coming. So we know we've got somebody to tell us. Oh, Kevin, I got you. Kevin's like open to dirt. Yeah, well, we're not opening anything till at least 5:31. So, yeah, Kevin, my buddy Kevin Wagner was hashtagging open TDD, and then he says open tour to dirt. He was just hashtagging, basically saying, hey, now I haven't seen anything new. So as of right now, 5:31's the cutoff date. That's the last I've heard from USAC, USA Cycling. So 5:31 is they're not allowing permits to that date. We don't know after that. So a lot of that is just wait and see how things pan out, see what the government decides to do. Looks like they're allowing some things to happen now to release, but I don't know. I'm not sure I'm for that, but I guess that doesn't really matter what I think. We'll just kind of wait and see how that plays out. I think May 1st might be the date for a phase 1 here in Oklahoma. I haven't read the details on that. I need to just to see. Jason says, yes, you can ride trail still. I know. I haven't seen you in forever, Jason. We're beginning to wonder. Kevin says Claremore was perfect today. I bet it was, man. I'm jonesing to get down there again. It's been so long. So Jason says they did cut some new trail at Arcadia, so you can still ride it end to end. So very cool. I knew there was some issues there, and there was some construction. They're putting a paved trail in, and I just didn't know all the details there. Seems very political, and there's a lot of controversy, and I didn't have all the details, so I've kind of just stayed out of the way of that. I just want to kind of, I kind of keep it on my radar just in case. Doug Kempkes, Dennis Abdolny, Ryan Bond, yo, what's happening? Ryan Bond, that is most assuredly Keith Stone. Here, let's see if we can get it. Keith Stone Light, to be exact. Because apparently, I assume they make Keystone non-light, but Keystone Light's the only can that I ever see on the ground. So that is why we have the Keystone Light. So it's because of all the roadside absurdities that I keep finding. The rednecks and the kids that are drinking on the dirt roads out here are drinking Keystone Light 20-30 to 1. So this is in honor of them, not because I like it. I don't like it, honestly. Yeah. And we'll toss another Keystone Light story out for you. This will date me, so a lot of you guys that are my age will know. When I was in college, this came out new. And we drank it because it was so cheap. You could buy 30-pack cases for next to nothing. Nick Fairless joined. Christy Segrist joined. What's happened to Christy? All right. Well, I'm winding down. We're going to make it in under an hour, 51 minutes. Not a lot of topics today. Hopefully I didn't cut out a lot of people by not having it on my Tour de Dirt page. I don't know. I messed it up again somehow and started it from my page instead of my Tour de Dirt page. But we'll try to get all that figured out. Joey Tim has joined. Christy's waving at me and says hi. What's happening, Christy? So you can go back. You guys can go back and watch the full episode. So, I didn't even drink any old Tennessee. I'm just gonna have to save that for next time. It was just for show tonight. So, alrighty, I'm out. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll be back here next Tuesday and come up with something to chat about. So if you guys have topics or things you want to talk about, it doesn't even have to be cycling related. It could be something else. Maybe it's something that I can talk about. Throw out a challenge for me. Throw out something that I might be able to that'll throw me off my game non-cycling and see how good I am winging it on something that's not my comfort zone. So I'll leave that up to you guys to throw out some subjects. So until next week, you guys enjoy the rest of the week. Have a good weekend. Ride some bikes, social distance, do your thing, and enjoy being with your families. Love you guys.